So we're here at the Alton Towers Resort this afternoon, and they've kindly invited us down to take part in the House and Gardens tour, which is something that we've really wanted to do, getting to go back inside the towers and explore the gardens and learn all about the history of Alton Towers over the years. So we're really excited to get inside, aren't we?
Yeah.
I know the banqueting hall with the stained glass windows is going to look absolutely fantastic.
I'm really excited for that room.
Yeah, so it'll be great to see the hidden secrets from within the towers, because of course years ago you could walk around the towers, but in recent years they've had to close it off, and now it's just guided tours. Now the guided tours take place quite regularly, so if you check on the Alton Towers website, you might be able to get booked in on one. Anyway, come with us while we head off to the meeting point before we go on the tour. So we've reached the meeting point now, which is just in front of the towers by the White Bridge as you head on down into the gardens. There's a really clear sign, so you know where to wait for the host. So now we've just got to wait for the rest of the group to arrive, and then we can start to experience the iconic House and Gardens tour at Alton Towers Resort. So we've just met our hosts, and the first thing that you get given is a headset and also a map. Now the headset is so when you're walking around the towers and the gardens, you can hear clearly all the information that the Alton Towers host is telling you about the towers and about the gardens, so you haven't all got to be bunched up, which is a really nice thought. So we're just about to head off onto the tour now, so we'll see you in a bit. So we've just had a briefing regarding health and safety, things like the amount of steps and fire drills within the house, which there aren't any planned today. So we're just heading into the gardens, but the amazing thing is that we're going to find out about thousands of years of history at the resort. So let's have a look what's going on in the gardens.
Made out of cast iron in 1829 at the Britannia foundry near Derby, placed here in 1830. This one is particularly interesting. This is Africa. Now what looks like a hunting horn is actually a piece of ivory. It's an elephant tusk. And note the young man has got his foot on a tortoise as well.
We've just been on a tour of the main conservatory, and the information on this tour is absolutely fascinating.
Where the bars are was originally a stained glass window, and on summer days the ladyship would often stand there. The great irony of Edward Jarvis being there and having such a wonderful view is he couldn't take it in. Well, this is the lost heritage. And we've got 9 muses along the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At the side we've got Le Refuge, which is a bathhouse. Her ladyship used to have a bath there. And there's a statue and a plunge pool.
So we're just exiting the garden now on the way up to the house, and it's been a long walk, but the facts that we've been given have been absolutely amazing.
So that's called a foss, which is a moat without water. We're going under the bar now. And notice the coat of arms above. There's one there as well. Coat of arms. And there was no Roman Catholic church in Alton Village until 1842. So they would come and worship here with the Earl and his family. In 1811, it acquired a new name, and that name was Alton Abbey. Now, it had nothing to do with any monastic site here. There was no abbey, there was no cathedral or church or monastery here. It just sounded rather fancy. And this is what she had to say. This is a diary entry for October 1832. At 1 we arrived at Alton Towers, the seat of Lord Shrewsbury. This is an extraordinary house. On arriving, one goes into a sort of gallery filled with armour, guns, swords, pistols, models, flags, etc., etc. Then into a conservatory with birds. We lunched there, and the luncheon was served on splendid gold plate. At 2:30, we left. So what was Princess Victoria doing at Alton Towers in the first place? For some time, the guides here, including myself, didn't know why, but I found out through the archives of Shrewsbury in Stafford that she was on an industrial tour of the Midlands. She actually stayed 3 nights at Shrewsbury Hall near Stafford, and she just came here for lunch. So this was basically a whistle-stop tour as part of a grand tour of the industrial Midlands. Well, I can give you a date. The time was 12 o'clock, 12 noon. It was Monday the 6th of July 1857. The 16th Earl is dead, the 17th Earl is dead, and there's a battle on who's going to become the 18th Earl. These sort of things cost money. So, if you want the earldom, you want the house, you want the grounds, but you need money to pay these bills. So it was decided to sell the contents. And it's awful, it's upsetting to think about. In that very building there, some of the finest collection of paintings in the world. Some 700 paintings, Caravaggios, Rembrandts, Rubens, Canalettos were all sold. They weren't copies either, they'd be worth millions. And you know who the Earl bought them from? Napoleon Bonaparte's mother, of all people. Napoleon of Waterloo fame. Now, after dinner, the ladies would normally retire in this area, and the gentlemen would go and play billiards there in the billiard room, maybe smoke a fine cigar. You've got the Star Garden, and you've got the Star Fountain. You've got a wonderful view of the conservatory, everyone, and also just below, you can, if you see the fancy stained glass window, if you all take a look, that is the music room. So music room to the left, conservatory straight ahead, and the Star Garden and Star Fountain right down at the bottom. You're not going to have a particularly wonderful view because the battlements are very high. But when we go to the next tower, you will have a better view because it's got lower battlements. English Heritage took over, Grade 2 listed building. Just like the buildings in the garden, we had to protect the house. And that is why we can only do by tours. I'm sure you can appreciate that if everybody scribbled the name Treadforth, Stace on there and such like, that it would make a mockery of restoration and preservation of this wonderful old building. So we're just going to go up the steps here to our first of the towers. Like I said, there's nothing to see from the first tower as such because we're just going from one area. As you can see, it's very gothic, very castle-like, and that's exactly what the Earls of Shrewsbury wanted to the building to look like some sort of medieval castle. Of course, it's not a castle, it's a house. But that's the feeling that they wanted to convey, both him and Augustus Hugo.
So we're just on the top of one of the battlements and the views are absolutely incredible, aren't they?
I know.
Absolutely breathtaking. Never seen Alton Towers from this sort of perspective before, have we? So far the tour has been so good. So many interesting things through the gardens, and seeing inside Alton Towers has been absolutely incredible. Something we've always wanted to do. We're going to head on with the tour now.
Star with 8 points. It's called a stellate octagram. So you get lots of light in here. If it was cold, you've got your fire there, you've got your fire. This is the grand banqueting hall. Fit for a king.
Well, we've just finished the house and garden tour at Alton Towers, and honestly, that was incredible, wasn't it?
I know.
Getting to go around, it lasted about 2 hours, and the things that you find out about the gardens and about the house and about the restoration of the house are just things you wouldn't see or hear without doing the tour. We're not going to spoil it for you and put spoilers in the video because we really think you should experience the tour too. And the best thing is, at the moment, it's only £10 for 2 hours guided tour, and the hosts are absolutely fantastic, aren't they?
Yeah, it's quite cheap for how good that is.
It is. So we're just walking back now out the park, and I think we're going to book and do the tour again, aren't we?
Yeah.
I think so. So we can take in all the information again, because there's 2 hours of non-stop information. It's absolutely incredible. Anyway, we want to thank Alton Towers for this experience. It has been given to us, and we'll see you all soon.